we go ahead and play this back, if you listen very carefully, I'll turn the volume all the way up, you can actually hear the tones. Those tones control the audio 2-channel servo controller board, which is right here, located on the robot, and through this headphone jack. So the headphone jack plugs into the phone. Okay, so you plug that into there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn on the servo controller, and then I'm going to go ahead and restart that program, and those tones you heard are now going to cause the robot to move. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit this. There's a little power switch on here, and then I'm going to go ahead and restart the program. And you can see we're going forward, then we're going to turn. Oops, I got it the wrong way. Then we're going to turn. And that's going to do the third turn, or second turn, I guess. Now it's going to go ahead and do the fourth turn, or the third turn. And there's the final fourth turn, and then the program stops. So that's the EMG Robotics 2-channel audio servo controller board, which is right here, being controlled by an Android phone running Catroid. STEMBot 1 is controlled by the EMG Robotics Audio 2 Servo motor controller, seen here pictured in the right. The servo controller, converts the audio tones that you heard into servo control signals. The servo controller is actually expandable. You can actually daisy chain up to 4 servo controllers on each audio channel, so you can actually control up to 16 servos, all through the headphone jack of your Android or iOS telephone or smartphone. The robot STEMBot 1 is actually built from some pretty basic material. There's only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces that need to be put together. The 2 servos are full rotation servos, which means they rotate in 360 degrees. And the wheels are basically the servo horns with rubber bands on them. The cell phone holder is actually a generic cell phone holder I bought at Walmart. And then there's a binder clip, a large binder clip, and a double-sided tape used to hold everything together. And it works fairly well, and it's actually very robust. The binder and the double-sided tape work together to make something that's pretty solid. When the STEMBot 1 is finally built, it's actually a fairly nice-looking robot. It's a basic tripod design, and it stands up straight, and you get a full view of the screen. I've got this demo running so that forward is away from the back wheel. That tends to be a little bit more stable. If you want to run it the other direction, where forward would be towards that third wheel, then just put a little, what I did was put something that slides on there. I used a little a ping pong ball, works really well. Just stick that at the end of the popsicle stick, and that actually works quite well as a third wheel if you want to go the other way, which I will do actually later on when I plan on doing line following with this particular robot. So this is a second application I wrote for STEMBot, a little bit more exciting. So and I wrote it in Catroid. So this is Catroid running on my Samsung Galaxy Nexus. And what we have is there's actually a background task, and then you have the primary task, which is here. So what I've got in the background is I loaded up a bunch of pictures of a Terminator head that I have, and I had created this with the eyes and everything a long time ago. So there's 20 pictures in here, and then what I did was in the script I created a variable which is equal to the delay, and then what I do is I just sort of I just toggle through the images. So you can see I set the background to eyes 1, then I delay, then I set the background to eyes 2, then I delay, and I do that actually 40 times so that the eyes go back and forth, and you'll see that effect in a minute. Okay, now while that's running in the background, this task here is running in the foreground, and all it does is it sets the volume to 100%, and it starts the robot going forward, and then what it does is it just puts an icon up on the screen so there's something for you to touch, and then it immediately makes that icon transparent so you actually don't see it. And then every time you touch that icon, it picks a random motion, that's this random variable here, and it goes ahead and it's going to do a random motion. So I know it might be hard to see the tiles and everything in the video, but I'll have pictures of them up on the website, so it'll be a little clearer. So I've inserted the phone into my STEMBot 1. There's the EMG Robotics Audio 2 servo controller, and you can see I've plugged the headphone jack into the phone. So the headphone jack is into the phone, and then now I'm going to go ahead and play the script. I got to turn on the robot, and then I'm going to go ahead and play the script, and it's going to start walking forward. And then when I click his nose, he's going to do something, a random motion. Now I click his nose again, he does another random motion. And you can see what the robot's doing is every time you click the screen, it either randomly turns left or right. So let's click it again. Then you click it again. So this is just a really simple example of what you can do with Catroid and the EMG Robotics audio servo controller board. Now what I like to do is just go ahead and I'll leave the robot off so it doesn't move, and you can see the eyes. So that's the Vicious Terminator robot programmed in Catroid. The complete steps to build STEMBot 1 are available at Instructables. Just do a search on the Instructables website for STEMBot 1. You can learn more about the Audio 2 servo controller board and other audio controlled products, including a dual motor control board, at the website www.emgrobotics.com. So that's the Vicious Terminator robot programmed in Catroid.